All right. I'm not happy about it. I don't think anybody's happy about it. Let's get this over with. Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, children of all ages, welcome to the...
Get it out, kid.
Welcome to the HabsFanCast. I am your host, Daddy Mags. To my far virtual right, my left-hand man, James Redelmeyer, chief statistician. Our voice in the sky, Snowberg. Say hello, Snowberg.
Hey, Snowberg.
And right below him, the goddamn son of a... who's the reason this whole thing looks like this? Please welcome Gibby from the Habalisten podcast. Hello, Gibson.
What's going on, boys? I feel bad. You know what? I feel bad for
No, you
JR
don't.
that he has to sit. I feel bad for him. He didn't make the bet. You made the bet. Like, this poor guy.
Honestly, the colors could be worse. I would be enjoying this a lot less if we were in Boston's black and yellow right now.
That's a fair point. That is a
That'd
very
be brutal.
fair point. And look, I haven't been shy about this, okay? Like I've said it early on, I will gladly represent the Bleu Blanc et Rouge. They beat my Leafs. Okay. And if you're going to make it to the Final Four, which, spoiler alert, looks like you are, in dramatic fashion, might I add, I am ready to embrace it. You've got me on the train, man. Let's go. I'm on Team Gibby. And I know you would do the same for me.
It's not over yet. No, I would never cheer for the Leafs.
Yeah, I know.
No.
That's the difference between
No.
you and I. I've
Can't
got
do
honor,
it.
my man.
Do it.
I know I'm a voice in the sky, but I'm shaking my damn head.
Hey, man. Always better than the Canucks.
Series isn't over, boys. So,
You
yeah.
see this, JR? Do you see that? That's what we should have done. Sorry, go ahead.
It's not over until it's over, boys. It's only over once they win 4 games. Anything can happen. It's playoffs, right? Look at what happened with the Leafs versus the Habs. 3-1.
Yeah.
Everybody thought
Thanks,
there it is.
man. That's,
everybody thought it was over. But you can't count your chickens before they hatch.
If anybody is counting goals in the Boston-New York game, it is 1-0 Bruins. 6:20 left in the first period. I know. Can you imagine, though, Gibby? A Habs-Bruins Stanley Cup final?
That would be
I hope
brutal.
I'd
they
be here
both
for it.
lose.
Yeah, buddy.
I would not want it. Habs have it's different this year because we haven't seen them this year, right? Like outside of the North Division, we haven't seen any teams, but it would Habs usually fare well in the playoffs against the Bruins.
It's true. So how are you feeling? Okay. I mean, we're going to spend a lot of time on this show tonight getting our frustrations out for our beleaguered, awfuled Toronto Maple Leafs. I appreciate you not coming on the show and dumping on us like that. I do appreciate that. Thank you. I know you're doing it internally, but thank you for not doing it out loud. That being said, what's going through your head right now? You're up 3-0. You, the Montreal Canadiens fan base, has an opportunity to advance to the Final Four. Can you do what the Leafs didn't do? Put a dagger in the hearts of Jets fans?
Or will you do what Leafs did and put a dagger in the hearts of Habs fans?
I'm feeling all right. I feel okay. I think from start to finish, this series has been all Habs. I don't know what's going on with the Jets. They look flat. They look I don't know. They look
afraid
rough.
to hit.
Yeah, they just I don't know what it is. Like it's weird to me. Like they're not playing well as an entire team. Like they look like how the Habs played the last 20 games of the season. Like they looked flat. They looked like they were tired. They look like they're just completely off the rails, like not meshing well together. And then, I mean, you got the Habs. They're just flowing and going. Started from game 4. Now we're here. So
House
7
money's,
in a row.
How's money syndrome? I mean, we've been talking about it, but is it just the relaxed feel of playing without any pressure? Anything the Habs do from
that's
this
what it
point
is.
forward is gravy. Any of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's what it is, right? I mean, from the start of the playoffs, everybody counted the Habs out, right? You like all the analysts from TSN, from Sportsnet, Habs or Leafs in 6, Leafs in 5, and the same thing happened in this series. Jets in 6, Jets in 5. Some even saying Jets in 4. Like, I guess they just kind of pinned that up against their locker room walls, and they're like, boys, take the frustration out on the ice. Let's prove everybody wrong once again.
Your difference maker has been tied to Foley. He's got 8 points, which is a step up on a resounding 0 against Toronto, or 1 maybe, an empty netter. But what's going on in your mind with Ty Foley?
He's playing better, and him, Suzuki, and Caulfield look like they're finally starting to mesh pretty well. Caulfield had a nice little feed to Suzuki last game in tight, and a lot of people think Caulfield is just a goal scorer. I really liked Caulfield from the beginning. I feel like his playmaking ability is severely underrated. But yeah, I mean, 5'7" of him looks like he's meshing well with Toffoli. Toffoli, I mean, you can't get any worse than last series, right? Last series he had no points, so it's only up from there.
Talk to me about your nerves. I want to know where they are, because this is what's bothering me, is you're talking with this quiet confidence that I've hated about you the entire time. But like, no, come on, man, open up to us. Look, we just went through awful. We went through hell. It sucked. All right, we saw what happened when our confidence levels got too high. But just tell me what's really going on in there. Let's have an honest moment of hockey fan to hockey fan. We had you up against the ropes and let us get cocky. You've got the Jets against the ropes, and you've got to be feeling a little bit something. I want to know what you feel like with this.
I feel confident, but I think I'll be super nervous if the Habs lose tonight because Schiefele comes back. I think that could be an energy boost to the entire Jets team, and I don't want that. I want them to put the old foot on the throat and just get it over with tonight.
He won't be back till game 6, no?
Yeah, today is game 5. Is
Today's
it not?
game 4. You're up 3-0, bud.
Yeah, you're up for a
Jesus
sweep.
Christ, I'm out to lunch. Yeah, so
you're in
Gibby,
for a sweep, dude. You
what
don't have
did you
your broom
smoke
anywhere?
before you came on this show?
I don't know.
Did you pull a Lewis? Is that what it took? You had to sedate yourself because otherwise you would have just been dumping on us like crazy. If that's the case, I do appreciate you, but I don't think it was completely necessary.
Yeah, so let me step back here. You know what? Fuck it. I'm confident now. I completely forgot. I for some reason added the extra game from game 1 when he got suspended. I don't know why. Yeah, so fuck it. I think we got a little bit of leeway.
That's 2 strikes, by the way, for you, Gibby. It may have changed the name of the show, but the rules are still in effect. I know you did.
I forgot.
We're not on the playoff bricks here, my dude.
Yeah, I know it's tough. Yeah, I feel confident. We'll see how everything goes. I'm always take it a day at a time.
Buddy, Cleary's in our chat telling you that you gotta guarantee a dub. You've gotta guarantee a dub. Pull a Messier. I'm just saying, man. It's give the people what they want. Do it for Cleary.
I can't do that. I'm not the Leafs fan base. I will not do that. I'm a remain humble man. I will always remain humble. You know that, Mags.
The problem is it's true. Where's Lewis? That's okay.
Lewis is on rides in Six Flags right now, the lucky guy.
What do I do with it? Man, I won the $75, the $50 from Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
And on the one hand, like, sure, great. But yeah, I would have lost that bet to have won the series. Hands down. I think that's the way.
You know what's funny? I made that bet just completely making the bet just to make the bet.
With us.
Wasn't really worried. Yeah. I thought it was just going to be like a little shtick that I was going to have to do on our podcast because I did think the Leafs were going to win. I really did. Like all jokes aside, all bias aside, I thought the Leafs, it was perfectly written for the Leafs to win
Ugh.
in round one.
It wasn't,
I mean-
and I'll explain why. But
No,
before
I'll-
we get there, our boy Cleary has very, very generously topped up the wheel of gimmicks and giveaways. It was teetering near full after last week's loss, but Gibby, and I will give this to you, as much as I hate to do it, and come back to the Leafs fan cast for a moment, I have to ask you, Gibby, what time is it, my friend?
It's time to spin that wheel.
Let's do it, shall we? All right. Let's go spin that wheel. Shots for all. Would you look at that?
Oh,
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, you know what? The wheel hath decided that we all need to at least take a shot to commemorate this. I'll tell you what it was, Gibby. After we didn't put it away in Game 5, it was the perfect script for the Leafs to Leafs, and we did. And for that, I'm a hurt man.
I don't have a shot, but I will finish the rest of my beer. How about
Let's
that?
see how much we got in there.
About half.
Yeah? All right, what
That's
do we
acceptable.
think? That's acceptable?
That's
We'll give it to him.
That's acceptable.
Why not? You know what? The show's got his name. Salute, my man.
Oh.
Woo! Frustrating, though it
Yeah.
may be.
Now, Gibby, you did bring up your enthusiasm for Cole Caulfield's play since he's been put into the lineup. So I gotta
Yeah.
ask, what is Hab Nation's sort of temperature with Dom Ducharme? Because keeping him and Jesperi out of the lineup to start that series, I feel like it's almost over quicker the way they played.
See, I look at it like that, but he explained what he was doing, and I mean, it kind of worked. He was letting the kids get the outside looking in vibe, which, I mean, Caulfield got 2 games to analyze. Jesus, sorry, that's my dog. Caulfield got 2 games to analyze, and KK was in for out for 1. So, I mean, it wasn't. I don't know. I do get the narrative that it would have been over or a little bit earlier, but I mean, I get what he was kind of doing, the lack of experience there, and I mean, it has worked what he's done.
Yeah, but
And
there have been arguments kicking around the Twitter sphere that any success for Don Ducharme and company is a bad thing, would make the Habs brass maybe overvalue the job that he has done here. How much of this is Dom Ducharme? How much of this is the players? How much of this is the fact that Mark Schiefele pulled a boneheaded move and was out for most of these series, and John Tavares was out for the entire first series? How much of this actually factors into it?
I mean, I still think Dom Ducharme is an okay coach. I don't think he's the best option. But
Hey, he
obviously,
speaks French, man. He's right at the top
That's
of the
it.
list.
I mean, I'm gonna get my cousin from Montreal to get hired. I mean, he speaks French. It's perfect.
Islanders have just tied it.
Ooh.
Perfect. I got some money going on there. So if the Islanders win, I'm in. I'm in some money. But yeah, like, I'm not sold on Ducharme, but I do like the adjustment that he did make in Game 4 against the Leafs, and I think the Jets and the Leafs haven't found a counter plan to his neutral zone trap that he's playing.
God, do you know how much I hate that? You're bragging. You're bragging
I'm
that
not
you're
bragging.
playing the trap. You're like, our trap is so good. The reason we're winning all these games is because of our super exciting trap defense. Yup, let's
I never
go.
said exciting
No,
or
you
anything. I
definitely
mean,
never said exciting. You're right. Exciting. It's not exciting.
the 1-0 game 2, I almost fell asleep. That's how boring that game was.
Mhm.
And it was a shorthanded goal too. Like it was a rough game to watch. Even yesterday, I don't know what it is. I don't know if you guys have watched any games.
Very little,
but
admittedly. I've been kind of
I've
soured
watched
on
I've
hockey
watched-
temporarily.
I've been watching Colorado Vegas and the odd. I've had Islanders Bruins on in the background.
Mhm. A lot of people
But-
said that Edmonton and Winnipeg didn't feel like playoff hockey, and I feel like this series hasn't felt like playoff hockey either. I mean, obviously, I'm comparing the Leafs versus Habs to the Jets versus Habs,
Mm-hmm.
and like the after the whistle scrums. That's not really we only saw that last game. But other than that, there hasn't been really much playoff hockey. Like when you think playoff hockey, like the nitty gritty, strong hits that you see, like the aggression. You haven't really seen that.
You haven't
Like the
seen that?
Jets are
Haven't seen that
no,
this
the Jets
series. Definitely not in game
no.
one. Didn't see
I
any
can't
of
think
that.
of one time that happened.
Okay, the one time, fine.
Here's what I gotta know. It's burning question. What is your response to the sector of fans that say it was a clean hit on Jake Evans who should have had his head up? What is your response to that sector of fans? Get angry, Gibby.
I think you're an absolute caveman if you think that way.
Fun
I
fact.
honestly do.
Fun fact, we used to have one of those.
Really.
Yeah.
Hold up. So you don't think in any way, shape, or form that he should just have his head down the entire way?
No, I don't think he should have his head down, but it should be up to if you are if you respect another player that plays the game of hockey and you know that they are in a vulnerable position, you don't put them at risk. I don't like that at all. If he was if it was a 5-1 game and he went for the goal, I'd be like, okay, Evans was a bit of an idiot there. It's not needed, but that goal was needed.
At the same token, if it's a 5-1 game and Scheifele goes for the hit, then I'm more on the side of what the hell are you doing?
And I completely
It's
get
a
that,
one-goal game, and you're trying to stop like the people who say he skated the length of the ice at full speed. Yeah, because it's a
Back check.
playoff game. What are you supposed to do? Leisure skate?
But I mean, yeah, he's
This
also
isn't Sunday
back-checked.
drop-in skate at your local neighborhood friggin' arena. This is the NHL playoffs. That's number one. Like, the problem I have with Evans keeping his head down, going around the net, tucking it in like that, it's the NHL. You're in the playoffs. You have played enough competitive hockey in North America to know do not touch the hot oven. Keep your effing head up. Just because Donnie's not here anymore doesn't mean the sentiment goes away.
So how are you supposed to keep your head up when you're doing a wraparound like that?
Well, he doesn't check the entire time. He picks up the puck from the corner to wrap in the puck around. He does not check over shoulder one time. He could not tell you that there are two Jets there to try to stop him. All he could tell you is Scheifele's shoulder is in his chest at that moment.
And my issue with that is the fact that, okay, if Scheifele went in there attempting to hit the puck away, and a shoulder ends up hitting Evans in the midst of that, fine. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But there was no attempt at the puck whatsoever.
So knocking a player off of the puck via a check is a completely viable strategy to prevent a pass or a goal or a shot.
And to build off of that,
it's still a headshot though.
No, it was shoulder. I even took the stills and posted them in the Discord.
It was shoulder. It was definitely charging because the violence is distance travel.
I will not dispute that. It was 100% a charge.
But
however, I can't get upset over a hit because of the outcome. If it's a dirty hit, that's something I can get upset with. If it's a bad outcome, I'm sorry, that's just the bad luck of the draw. Some of us have been there a few times where we've been on the ice and it sucks. It's the luck of the draw. That's inherent risk of playing the game of hockey.
So explain this to me then. If you guys claim that it was clean, complete shoulder to shoulder,
I never
to
said
chest,
clean.
whatever. So, but if
I
it's
still
if
think
it's
it's
not
a penalty. I still think it's a 5-minute major at best.
okay, so if how is it that if you guys claim that it was shoulder to chest, shoulder to shoulder, whatever, how is it that in the air he was already out cold?
Who's to say that?
You can see it the
Well,
way he landed.
he was moving around after he landed.
No, he was not.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't. No, he
He was
wasn't
out
moving around
cold.
after that. He was out cold. But
Right when he hit the ice, you could see he was out cold before he
Yeah.
even hit the ice.
you can't see that he's out cold before he hits the ice. And when he hits the ice, his
Sure
head
you can.
breaks
Look at
against
how
the ice.
limp he is. There's no brace whatsoever when he's falling down.
Have you ever taken a hit like that?
Yeah, and I've had numerous amounts of concussions actually.
Same. I've been run over by a train on the ice before. I was definitely limp. I got up after. I had a concussion after.
All right. I don't want to spend too much longer fighting about it because we do have a really disappointing Leafs postseason to get down and debrief. Gibby.
So okay, let me just say this one thing. I think I'm not like other Habs fans where it's like, oh, off with Scheifele's head. I think it was just a poor decision from a player. That's all it was. I'll leave
I'm
it at that.
surprised. I think, yes, it was a poor decision. Yes, if you frame it frame by frame, it looks a little late, but if you play it in real time, it's a charge. And I'm just surprised that he got more than 2 games.
Okay, fair.
Gibby.
Yeah, I'm Gibby. I'm on the same side as you here, and I'm surprised he got more. I thought he was going to get 3, personally.
I thought
I'm surprised
3
he
or
got
4.
that many. Just with the multiplier that player safety uses in playoff games, I know, like, whether you agree with it or not, I thought he was going to go the 3
The
route.
thing that pissed me
but-
off, though, is you just had a guy who you suspended 2 games for intent to injure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
The Department of Player Safety not being consistent, color me shocked.
like intent to injure versus, I'll say it's just a hit because I'm not even going to discuss if I think it's a charge at this point. But an open ice hit versus intent to injure, I think one deserves more games than the other, does it not?
Probably, but apples and
Yeah.
oranges, you're not evaluating all situations equally.
I'm trying to end a guy's career, 2 games. My bad.
You're talking about Ryan Reeves?
Let's continue.
I don't think this is a good climate for you to tell a guy that doing what he did and putting his knee in a particular place was maybe a little excessive. Yeah, you can't tell him that. So you're not going to.
Let's move on.
Good idea.
Next question.
Gibby, we're going to let you go because we have a whole lot of grieving to do, and you need to be in high spirits to get ready for this game that you've got coming up. Buddy, give me some final words. Give me a go, Habs, go. And for the love of God, act a little cocky. It's really fun when it works.
No, it's, you know what it is. I've been here too many times. I just.
What does it
It's,
say, man? He's learned his lesson, and we clearly did not.
We?
Yeah, that's the problem. You guys always plan the parade a little early. You guys like
We're so desperate.
Buddy,
Yeah,
the
but
parade's
We
been planned for
really
years.
want that parade.
It's all about execution at this point.
yeah. Boys, it's been real. Love the new background. I think it should stick.
Yeah,
honestly, I
As
really
say,
do.
Honestly, like, I'd hate this a lot more if it was black and gold or black and yellow.
Yeah.
there you go.
No, I get it. I think that's something we can both agree on is we equally hate the Bruins.
Exactly.
For sure.
That's fair.
For sure. Other than that, go Habs go. I'm getting my shirt soon. It's the I'll send you the link to it, boys. I think you guys want to get it as well. It's basically on the back. It says it was 3-1, and then on the front it's just a bunch of little clips of Carey Price making some saves, a couple goals.
Shut
I'll leave it
up.
at that. Go Habs go.
I
Take it
will
easy, boys.
say, I will say that Paul Byron picture is just, it's fantastic.
Enough. Get out of here.
It is fantastic. Take it easy, boys.
Get out of here. He's
Thanks,
done.
Gibby.
He's done. I'm putting him in the penalty box. That's it. That's it, James. Can't deal with this shit anymore. Damn it.
Take
Steve
your strikes.
Rags.
Damn it. Frustrated. Do you know how badly I got roasted on TikTok? It's my own goddamn
A lot.
fault. Because
A lot.
after it was 3-1, I made a TikTok stitching together with some Habs fans and were like, oh, we could just hope to beat the Leafs, with me laughing like an idiot, aged
So,
like milk.
so my brother saw that on Facebook and commented on it to me.
Probably.
Oh man.
And then after I lost, I had to do another one where I ate crow. Gibby's still here.
Hey, I think he
Uh,
forgot to leave the Discord.
Yeah, he definitely just forgot to leave the Discord.
Whoa, no, he's kind of out. Weird. All right. So frustrating. Is this it? Is this where we have the airing of the grievances section of Festivus now that Gibby's gone? We don't have to entertain any goddamn guests?
Yeah, I think we do what? We do half an hour of air out the dirty laundry, and then
Yeah.
we'll go wheel snipe and Sully playing some chel.
Yeah, here's the plan for tonight, my friends. The three of us are going to play some NHL at about 8 o'clock once the Habs game starts. We're going to have the Habs game up, or at least I will. I'll keep an eye on it for us. And when the Habs score a goal, we will spin the wheel of gimmicks and giveaways. Which we are starting with 67 bits, JR. We decided to go with 67.
Yeah, I think it's fitting.
Very
Also,
appropriate.
I very much agree with Clary here. Peros has his own wheel of gimmicks and giveaways for each slice of the wheel. Is either a game length, a fine amount, or a combo of both.
Yeah. Appreciate you, Cleary. Appreciate your fantastic insight. Oh, holy Habs, what happened, Keegan? We lost a bet with Gibby. That's why it's the Habs fan cast.
Jerry, you're drunk.
Cameras.
I don't know what my camera, man.
This is the feels. We're still not over it. This is the level of disappointment and frustration that we were feeling on Monday a week ago when the Leafs fell through.
That was so weird.
That was a little weird.
Just like clipped to a headshot.
It went to my my laptop webcam for a split second, and then
That's funny.
We should be playing tonight.
Clary, not only should we be playing tonight, we should be going for the sweep tonight.
Probably.
Schiefele would not have got suspended. You can't assume that it's a 1-for-1
No,
kind of thing. But
because that
Dasty's
situation has
still
to
not
happen
playing.
again.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Do
we?
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
Dasty's still up.
gonna dive right into this one because there wasn't a
All
lot
right.
said about it other than I posted about it in the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Did any of you watch the postseason interviews, like the locker cleanout?
I'm gonna be
I
honest.
read some tweets.
I didn't have it in me, and I think it's a valid point to be made that this does feel different. Normally,
I'm paraphrasing. I'm paraphrasing, but Mitch's interview pissed me right off.
What pissed
like-
you off the most? Because I've read a lot of Mitch hate, and we should talk about this Mitch hate.
Just the look, I understand that you're upset, you're frustrated, you're mad, you're not liking the fact that these stories are coming out about you and some of them are false. But the reporter asks him, are you going to do anything next year to prepare better for the playoffs? And the first thing out of his mouth is, nope. Oh, so you liked what happened this playoffs? You liked the
No.
outcome?
Come on.
You like that you just got embarrassed?
Come on.
You like that somebody tries to open ice hit you and all you do is dump the puck, hit a J-hook, and get off the ice because you're too afraid to take a hit? $10 million man, you can't take a hit in the NHL. Go play in Europe. They don't hit out there.
Your frustration is, I think, an excellent articulation of the frustration that a lot of Leafs Nation is feeling. I think that it's unfair to dump so much on Mitch.
I'm not dumping it all on Mitch. I'm saying that one interview
Well, then,
where they
yeah, but
ask
then
him.
it's, you know what?
But I think this is kind of a culmination of a lot of stuff with him. Because ever since the contract negotiation, ever since Austin signed his deal, and within 3 hours his agent was coming out talking about how poor the deal was for the Leafs. Like from that moment on, like Mitch went from being the puppy dog, everybody's best friend. Mitch Marner represented almost all of the Leafs fan base. The young Toronto kid who grew up to get drafted, granted not first, but high first overall pick or first round pick, and get to play for the Leafs. And the
kid
moment
who did get first may play for us one day.
we can only hope.
Anyway,
but my point is, the moment that agent statement went out, it's not a complete 180, but it's turned on its side.
and I agree with Jared to that point because any kid who grew up in the GTA as a Leaf fan, you're thinking about this is what I would do. Would I have done what Mitch would do? I don't know. If you dangle a $10 million check in front of me, I don't know what I would do. Do I think I would do the same thing?
Oh no,
Probably not. Probably. I don't know.
yeah.
But the fact is, he is doing it, and the optics really aren't great.
That's what I mean. I think it's almost how. Like if he ends up making the same amount of money, but that contract negotiation takes the end of July, it's different. But because it took until what was it, day 1 of training camp, or the night before training camp was supposed to start? Because I remember he had to get on a plane and join them out in Nova Scotia.
Yeah. Otherwise, it would have
Newfoundland,
gone
Nova
longer.
Scotia, whichever one they were in.
Like the William deal, it would have gone too long. Now, I'll remind you that one of Mitch's points at the time was that he did not want this to extend even a minute into training camp. I think it's unfair.
Well, but that's the point. Okay, but at that point, with how much Darren Ferris was in the media in using his hand was literally up Darren Dreger's rear.
So what? What's the point?
And going like this.
What's the point? What are you actually getting mad at with regards to Mitch Marner?
If Mitch really didn't want the negotiation to go on that long, he would have stepped in and not let his dad and Ferris run the entire because if you remember, the moment Dubas or somebody in the Leafs organization leaked that Marner turned down 8/11, and Leaf fans turned on him like that, and you know what happened within 24 hours? Contract got signed. Because Mitch probably saw on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all of it, how much he was losing the Leaf fan base. And was that not something he brought up at Snow in his exit interview with social media and all that?
He said he deleted it all. He doesn't want to hear it anymore.
Okay, so
well, that's my point. So I'm saying it okay.
Wait, sorry, hold on.
Okay, hang on.
And I also want to bring this up really quick. During his exit interview.
Yeah, no, he said he deleted all of his social media apps before playoffs started.
Going into playoffs, yeah. To the point of William Nylander, just because you brought it up. Remember, there was a point where Leaf fans were also hating on William Nylander for dragging out his contract negotiations. 2 things about Nylander. Number 1, very cap-friendly deal. Very tradable contract if it ever turns that way. And number 2, I'm sorry, but he actually produced.
He was the best player on either team not named Carey Price.
When you produce, everybody forgets
or Jack Campbell.
Mitch Marner
didn't
produced in the regular season. But here's why I'm defending him, okay? I just want to get a couple things
I'm sorry,
out here.
but
I want to get a couple things out here, man.
Okay.
President trophies don't even win Stanley Cups. What do you mean
fair.
regular season? I don't care about regular season.
I know that. Look. First of all, if you're going to just drill into him for one interview, don't. It's one interview.
No.
Don't. Look at it.
I'm not drilling for one interview, but you also have to take into account the optics of what you were saying.
Well, I've digested it a little here, and Mitch Marner wears his heart on his sleeve. And I get it to say, nope, I'm not going to change. You know, he's fresh off that loss, which probably affected him real hard. So he's fresh. He's fresh off that loss.
Can we hit the pause button for 1 second?
Mm-hmm.
By fresh off that loss, you also mean that the day after his loss, he was already going for his first round of golf. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to be. I'm just saying if you're going to try to let him get off by saying he's trying to unpack it and everything, he had that day to unpack it. He was on the links. He hit a full 18. He was probably hanging out with his friends. And
that's part of unpacking it. You think that makes it feel better 24 hours after? Look, he's trying. But
again, he's got to consider the optics of what he's saying and what he's doing. That comes with being a Toronto player. It doesn't matter if you're Mitch Marner or if you're Jason Spezza or if you're Adam Brooks.
I think it comes with being an athlete. Remember how Boston fans turned on Tuukka last year?
Yeah, so? I'm saying it'd be better than
Consider
Boston
the
fans.
optics.
The optics of leaving the team in the bubble?
Yeah, to go be with your daughter who was in the hospital.
Right, so my point is, yeah, that pissed off Bruins fans, so what? he still made the right call. For Mitch, him saying I'm not doing anything means, look, I'm not going to give you an answer right now that caves into the fact that I've been getting roasted on social media.
You dropped something. I didn't say because he left the bubble to go home.
He's 23.
I said he left the bubble to go play golf. Tuca was captured on the golf course shortly after going home. That was the issue that Boston fans had after the fact. That's the optic that you missed.
I'm not going to say he shouldn't have done it, because I think the optics are surface level, and people that
I'm not saying you shouldn't go golf, unwind, sure, but like
The day
you know the next day as well that you're going to be sitting in front of the media. They're going to have these questions. You were going to be the main focal point of what could you have done differently, and your answer is nothing. I liked what I did. Did you? You liked another 3-1 blown loss in the first round?
Is there anything he possibly could have said that would have appeased Leaf fans in that moment? And if you're mad that he didn't even try, you know what? I didn't even want to think about hockey.
Mitch, do you think you'll do anything different next year? Yeah, I think I could learn a lot from what happened this season and be better prepared for next year. That is a much better answer.
And then the headline in the Sun the next day says same answer, same excuses.
Who cares what the Toronto Sun and Steve Simmons have to say?
But that's the point. They see it and it gets to them. So no, he's not going to feed in and give you a convenient soundbite. Look, as tough as it has been to break down what happened here, the experts, the so-called experts and beat writers, all agree, by the sound of it, that blowing up the core four isn't the answer, and management said they want one more kick with this core four.
I'm like, for the record, I am on the only way you're trading Marner is if you're getting Jack
Gibby,
Eichel or
shut up!
similar.
We gave you your moment already. We are having a serious discussion about Mitch Marner right now.
I don't want to be clear. I never once said trade Mitch. I'm just pissed that he is just showing absolutely no remorse and zero accountability for a piss-poor playoffs performance when you're getting paid $10+ million.
You just want him to wear it a little bit more, like he didn't look frustrated on the ice?
No.
I just think you're being nitpicky.
No, he didn't. I don't want my 10.
I want you to be mad you threw the puck over the glass. I don't want you crying in the box like a bitch.
Yeah. I don't want my 10.9.
I want you to break your stick over the glass. I'm going to smash the glass like you're Doug effing Gilmore.
You know what, man?
That's what I want.
So he internalizes it. So goddamn what? You're right. It'd probably be.
We talk about the emotion. We talk about the killer instinct. You honestly think killers are crying before they? It's just. It's
so
frustrating.
you want to see a little bit more aggression and outward anger out of Mitch, is what I'm hearing.
I want to see Mitch get so mad that he chops somebody down a la Phil Kessel and John Scott. That's what I want to see. I want to see some friggin' emotion in that kid.
You want to see
what I want to see.
You want to see an overcorrection. He's not that kid.
I want to see him do something where he gets a $5,000 fine. That's what I want to see.
Why?
What is that
really going to make better?
No. I don't even want to go that far. I want to see him face wash somebody. That's it. That's all.
What does a face wash accomplish?
Emotion.
Anything more than what he's done already.
Because when I look at Mitch Marner, I see a kid who is shouldering a lot, who is internalizing that. And whether he internalizes it or he outwardly expresses it.
What do you mean by he shoulders a lot?
He knows that he's a $10.5 million player, $11 million, whatever the hell he's getting paid. He knows he's that player. And he knows the expectations are high. And when he has to come out there and face the media, he knows exactly what they're asking about. He knows that he fucked up. That's two, damn it. And he wears it on his sleeve.
So you're saying that he
say no and give you a short answer without anything behind it? That to me says volumes. That says I have no excuse.
I think he knew what he was getting into when he signed on the dotted line.
Yeah.
I don't. I think he was signed that deal when he was.
Let me show you a video clip of Roberto Luongo in front of the media, right when he drops the soundbite. My contract sucks.
Yeah. What is your point?
That should give you every single piece of everything that you need to know what an expensive contract is going to do to you. If you don't perform, you are going to be criticized.
He knows that.
and they can't build around you because of it. So you better perform.
So
And
now
he signed on the
he
dotted
knows
line,
that.
and now he's not.
He hasn't performed. So what do you expect him to say to the media? Do you expect him to make an
And
excuse
I'm
up?
going to do something different than what I've been doing already because what he's doing is not working.
Couple bounces, and he puts pucks in the net. And I hate to say this, guys. I really hate to say this because I've been thinking long and hard about how I feel after this season, what the Leafs did wrong, what they should have done differently, what we can figure out and dissect and decompress. And you know what I came up with? That's hockey. It's the game with the little black rubber puck that can take a bounce this way or a bounce that way. And it's chance and it's luck and it's stupid and it's fate.
Also, okay, hang on. I want to give you one thing where you said a bounce or whatnot this way and it goes the puck in the net. Want to know how many shots Marner had in this series?
How many were in front of the goal line?
No, just we'll start with this. How many shots did Mitch Marner have in 7 games against the Habs?
Shots? Do you have shot attempts
Just
handy as
shots. I'm gonna look for it, but
Okay.
just
Straight
shots
shots.
that hit the net.
How many?
One effing shot.
That hit
And it
Carey
was in
Price.
game, and I'm pretty sure it was in game 1.
And then when we take in shot attempts, we're taking ones where he shot wide or hit a body in front of the net.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I'm not.
I'm sorry, but those aren't
I
bounces.
got a little heated. Oh wait, no, never mind. That is shots. Yeah.
When you have the opportunity to put a puck into an empty Carey Price, or past an empty Carey Price, is that the one? You know what? That's the one, James.
Actually,
That's
no.
the one that
Never mind. I did read this wrong. He had none.
that can't be true.
I'm on Hockey Reference game logs right now.
Hold
He
on.
had
Yeah, but we remember.
no shots.
You don't remember him getting robbed by Carey Price on what felt like multiple occasions?
The dive across? No, that was Spezza.
So maybe it was Marner just missing an open cage. But either way,
why am I blanking on what the
Gibby actually brings up a
actual
good
stat
point
check?
here. Why does Mitch Marner take more heat than Matthews, who scored once all season, all series?
Because at least
at least Matthews has shown up in the last couple of playoffs.
So I think it's a combination of all these things. Yes, Cleary, some of it goes to Keefe for not changing things up. Some of it should go to Matthews for not scoring as much. Some of it should go to the whole team because nobody was able to pick up the slack left by the void their captain created when he went down. There's a lot of reasons. This is why I come back to just it's hockey. This game.
There's a difference between losing and going down fighting. Okay? Take Spezza, for instance. Spezza last year. He was the only one out there trying to throw fists, trying to get something going. He didn't want to go down without a fight. Okay? You talk about why Marner's getting all the flack and Matthews isn't. Matthews was in the scrums. Matthews was trying to lay the body out. He was in there. He was doing something. He wasn't shying away.
Ragdolled by Ben Sherratt multiple times.
He was shooting pucks and they were hitting bodies in front of the net because for some reason he was being played in poor matchups. And the only thing people had to do when he was on the ice was block Austin Matthews' shot, and chances are they won't score. Which was a completely different situation altogether and a terrible coaching decision. Get the puck to somebody else if that's their game plan, but whatever. But that's why I'm mad at Mitch Marner's play and not Austin Matthews' play.
I can understand that. Gibby says it here. You want something from Marner that he isn't. He's not that guy. And he's never been that guy. All right? He is the definition of a playmaker in chel. And the playmaker doesn't hit.
Then show me another $10 million man who doesn't do what he... Or plays like Mitch Marner, I should say.
Patrick
Kane gets into scrums.
Patrick Kane goes to the net. When was the last time you genuinely remember Mitch Marner driving the net?
I remember watching a game during the playoffs,
series.
and I said something about him looking like Johnny Gaudreau, and then we had Epstats chime in saying, yeah, that was key playoff Johnny.
Also, I am going to fact check myself. for not understanding hockey references things. Mitch had 17 shots.
That makes a lot more sense.
Then why is SH not shots?
'Cause that's shorthanded, isn't it?
It's shorthanded assists. Why is SH shorthanded assists?
What? Okay, well, either way, that's a strike.
Anyway. Well, no, I fact checked myself. You guys didn't fact check me.
He's got 19 shots with a 0 shooting percentage.
I'll
Total
maintain.
shot attempts is 40.
Bounces.
Anyway.
Bullcrap. Okay, look. It's hockey. And sometimes it doesn't go your way. And I know that's not going to be a loud, sexy, flashy opinion. But man,
You know what? Here's a Mitch Marner that I really actually did like. I like the Mitch Marner against the Capitals who laid out the body to block those shots. That's the Mitch Marner I absolutely.
you know,
was
he
Bruce.
did that in
Oh, yeah.
2019 as well. So even though he didn't rack up the points,
And remember when he did that, he became a city icon for the rest of that series.
okay, so you didn't see it against Columbus, and you didn't see it here against Montreal.
No guts, no glory.
Shots. Oh, that's shots against non-shot attempts.
Like, it's not that he didn't stop trying. And I didn't see a Mitch that wasn't trying. I saw a Mitch that was trying too hard.
But also that's also a problem. Like it's a thing with Mitch where you see him try to do everything himself. How many times did he hold on to the puck too long?
Yep.
Or try and get the pass off instead of like, oh, it's just right. That's what I mean though, is we keep seeing these over and over and over again, and then to give the answer that you're not going to change anything, that's what's frustrating. It's the Einstein insanity quote, man. Like, it hasn't worked. This team, like, and I'm not, and for the record, again, Mitch is not the only one that deserves blame for this. I'm not trying to make this a bag on Mitch the entire show party, and I don't think we should. But you cannot tell me that a guy who is getting paid that much and gives that kind of an answer shouldn't get a good chunk of the scrutiny.
You know, it was 2 days after one of the rawest playoff losses. Certainly the rawest that he's ever gone through in his career. So I am not microanalyzing that game and telling you that Mitch doesn't show intensity. All right, I see it on the ice, and it's not great, okay? You want a guy who's going to get you there. And bottom line, it doesn't matter how, okay? Whether you're a guy who keeps things internally, if you internalize your pressure, or if you wear it outwardly, smashing sticks and breaking glass or whatever makes you feel good, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, a W is a W, a loss is a loss. We're looking for answers because we were the better team. Sometimes the answer is
we had the
it's
better
hockey.
team and the better goalie, and we still lost.
Did we have the better goalie, Carey Price?
Number-wise, yes. Career-wise, no.
So
like numbers in this series, yes, Jack Campbell was the better of the two goalies. If you're going to take Jack Campbell's entire career and put it against Carey Price's career, well, Jack Campbell's going to have a bad time.
2-2 in Boston, by the way. Yeah, you're really going to incense Gibby here. And also, you're wrong. Gibby's right. Don's right. Carey Price was the...
No.
They were, if anything, they were equal.
In terms of statistically, Jack Campbell was the better goalie in the series.
Okay, well, we're going to match a little bit of that with the eye test here. And the goalie that turned away 12 shots in overtime in Game 6 certainly deserves a hell of a lot of credit. No, Carey Price was the difference maker, if you ask me. He was one of. It was, you know what? It wasn't all of him. It was him. It was Phil Deneau. And it was some je ne sais quoi in the Habs dressing room, evidently. Okay? That's what it was. This is hockey. Sometimes it doesn't go your way. There is no convenient excuse for why the Leafs lost. There's not one person you could blame it on. It just didn't go our way. There's always next year. We've lost JR.
Just me now, bud. What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. I kind of like this. There's 3 of my faces. It looks like we're all talking to each other. It's some extended conversation.
Oh, there's more of 3 of you. It's kind of like a continuous loop. I see at least 5,
There
Nice.
6.
I can kind of dig this.
we go.
Oh, you're back, JR.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I Discord dropped me for a second.
You are correct,
what
though.
I was saying,
It's not
like,
one person's fault. Like I was saying before, the matching was not great.
Hey, your
You
camera's
know-
still dead there, JR.
Having Austin Matthews out every time Philip Deneau is out, like,
All
why are you doing that? Get him off the ice. Wait for Deneau to get off the ice. Get Matthews back on the ice.
Yeah, some of it was coaching.
but it's also a case of like, I'm not trying to excuse Keith here, but I'm sorry, but if Phil Deneau's the reason that the two of you couldn't put something together, how were you going to deal with Patrice Bergeron? How are you going to deal with Steven Stamkos? How are you going to deal with any of the other teams if Phil Deneau is the roadblock?
Because it's not just Phil Deneau. It was a combination of Phil Deneau, a lingering Austin Matthews injury. Probably.
I think that's the other thing too. Like
Yeah.
going back to your point of why is Austin not getting as much scrutiny? I maintain that wrist is like 50% healthy.
Okay, maybe. So in that case, it's still
do they-
it's a
Did they
running
release
list.
Did they release the after-season injury report?
I don't think they did. Also, quick update: halfway through the second period, it is 2-2 Boston, New York.
It is. So it's a laundry list of reasons that we dropped this series, and it's unfortunate.
But but it's also the same thing. It's finding the balance of I don't want to give this team any excuses, and at the same time, it's sometimes your SOL.
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Sometimes your SOL, that's hockey. You set yourself up to win at the start of the series. You spin the wheel, and wherever it lands, it lands. And if anybody wants to follow off of that and throw a bunch of bits at it to get a wheel spin, it would be a great segue. But my point is, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can say. And I'm not going to sit here and make excuses. I'm just going to sit and get frustrated. 7:54 Leafs FanCast, Montreal and Winnipeg, Game 4 in 5 minutes time. Montreal Canadiens, our favorite team here at the Habs FanCast, god damn it, looking to put this series on ice. Hey, big biddies from Cleary. Appreciate you. If anyone's got another, oh, that'll do it. 10 to tip that wheel over. On that note, JR. Ooh, we got to spin twice because that's
wow.
another 500 biddies from Don. Snowberg, we'll go to you first. What time
Spin
is it,
that
my
wheel?
dude?
Spin that wheel.
Let's
It's time to spin that wheel.
Spin
Also-
that wheel.
One last thing about the season end interviews. If you want to see how a pro does it, watch Morgan Riley's.
Hey, we got a double spin. Okay. And then we're going to have to spin one more time. We'll get to Morgan Riley in a second. That is a breath of fresh air, of which I too will indulge before we play Chel. That's one breath of fresh air. What else do we got on here? Completing this double spin with a Gilbert Gottfried impression.
We haven't got
Excellent.
that yet.
It's
I-
been
I
a
feel
very
like-
long time since our
I feel like you
friend
should do
Gilbert.
that. I feel like you should do that while we play Chel.
We might do both, but we also have to spin that wheel. Let's go and see what this wheel lands on. And JR, you've got yourself a jersey swap. Go ahead and find another jersey.
All right.
You
I
do
guess
that.
Are we departing? I guess I'm not wearing the red and white for this bet.
Well, if you don't want to, you don't have to. And we'll bring out some Gilbert Gottfried for Chel. Gibby, if you want to get head to head with Chel, you got a hockey game to watch, but we're a bunch of PlayStation Chel players over here, bud. And that spins our wheel just.
Oh, sorry, dude. I don't play head to head. I do EASHL.
Yeah, he only does EASA. PlayStation is for rookies.
It's okay. Keep telling yourself that when we get to play each other next year on 22.
Ooh, that'll be fair. I'm looking forward to that, Gibby. You know what?
If it's cross-platform, we all know EA is probably going to screw us.
Practice
Just kidding,
up,
we
my
love
dude.
EA.
Practice up, my dude. We'll come after you. And just like
All
that,
right.
we get a Leafs jersey.
Looks like
back
JR
on.
has infiltrated
Ah!
the locker room there.
Oh.
Brand new, freshly after game 7,
Oh.
arrival of one Willie Styles himself.
It's not bad. I flipped your camera around so it looked a little weird, but
Oh,
all right. We're gonna hang out and play some chel. We are gonna rock.
still got the bags.
We're gonna rock some chel. And as we do, we're going to make sure that we're spinning the wheel of gimmicks and giveaways during our chel. We're gonna keep an eye on the Habs game. Spin that wheel of gimmicks and giveaways every time the Habs score a goal. Go ahead and reset our wheel of gimmicks meter here as well. Oh, and I owe a breath of fresh air. I'm gonna go deal with a breath of fresh air. You gang, entertain each other. Snowberg, the room is yours.
Gibby, thanks again for coming on. We appreciate you. And also exhibiting Danny's exceptional negotiation skills when making that bet. That was, oh, we still joke about that.
Jeez, he doesn't know how to haggle.
No. What did he do again? It started with being like HabsCast for, HabsFanCast for one game, and then he was like entire series, and then, yeah. It's,
I thought he just had to say that he liked the Habs at one point, and then it just turned into, we're gonna name it the HabsFanCast.
I think I may have been the
even
one
know.
that was like, okay, we'll do HabsFanCast for a game, because I thought that'd be fun. I also assumed it was going to be Leaf-Liston or something like that instead.
Yeah, that was gonna be on the flip side.
Yeah. So, no, honestly, this is a bet that I did not mind making, as much as it pains me to see it. But yeah, just putting a bow on the minor conversation. We're not saying we should trade him, at least right now. Again, if you're not going to get equal or better value back, what's the point?
0.
Exactly.
And like even
So-
the whole Eichel thing, I don't like, because like, do we need another effing center? How many centers?
Well,
do we need? Like, how
okay, but
deep are we gonna be in
as
center?
JT gets older, you're gonna move him. You're naturally gonna move him over to the wing. That's
Like,
just an.
I get having a center if Matthews' wrist isn't gonna hold up career long term, and you want him on the wing instead. I understand that perspective.
Okay, can we just shut this down right now? There is no
we're having
trade.
fun.
There's no trade for Mitch Marner. There's no trade out there. Nothing. And you don't do it yet. Come on, I know we're mad. He's a hell of a hockey player.
No. We're not saying you do it. We're saying you only do it if you are getting equal or better value back. We're not saying we're not being trade him for, I don't.
Ryan Strome.
I do need to make
Yeah.
a confession or an admission.
Ryan Strome straight up.
The New York
Adam Larson,
Islanders.
1-for-1.
The New York Islanders are now up 3-2 on the Boston Bruins, featuring what is only described as a beauty of a goal.
Is Griffin Reinhardt still in the league? Maybe we could trade for him.
Okay, you know, it's not about
I don't
trading
know.
Mitch.
But it also is just hard when, like, Kyle Dubas has done so much for these guys and for this team, and you can tell they just don't care.
I don't think that's fair. I don't think they don't care.
He literally has got them everything they've ever asked for, from their contracts to their supporting cast to everything, and they show up in Game 7 with an effort like that. Yeah, if I'm Kyle, I take that a little personal.
I don't know
Sheldon, I
what
take that a little bit.
conversations are going to be had behind closed doors.
And he took that personally.
Maybe, JR, maybe Kyle Dubas has that exact conversation with them with that same tone and the same degree of bluntness. I like when you do that, by the way. When you get all like, James gets angry. James can Hulk out. Ooh, That JR Jackup is going to start taking some interesting directions when you start hulking.
JR Jackup.
It's like, I'm jacked up and I'm angry. I like that. I think we need to make that bit a thing. Anyway.
But okay,
No,
wait. Hang on. Let me just reply to Gibby here. Hang on, let me just reply to Gibby here, and then we'll put a pin in it. Okay.
All right.
My thing, Gibby, is on the ice. If you don't do it in Game 7 against the Habs, Game 5 against Columbus, Game 7 against Boston, and Game 7 against Boston, plus all the other opportunities they had, they are now 0 for 7 in games that they could close out a series, and they've looked flat in almost every single one of them. Granted, two of those include Babcock, but it's hard. Like it's hard not if I'm Dubas to not take that personally. That 7 elimination games in a row you have not shown up.
The one thing that doesn't make sense to me, James, as much as I'm defending them, you put it really well there. And you can understand them not knowing or understanding what it means to play against a desperate team the first 3 times before you really figure it out. But 7?
Yeah, I give them like if you look at it, like, okay, the Washington series, the fact that we went to 6 games against them, fantastic. That was, honestly, as Leaf fans, I think that was the last time that Leaf fans actually enjoyed hockey, was that series. Because
even though we lost, that was fun to watch.
Yeah, like that was start to finish, fantastic series. Okay, Game 7 against Boston, first time around. Well, second time if you want to include 2013. But
that's where you lost me, by the way. I was still feeling good during that Game 7.
So hang on. That one, you chalk it up to them being young.
Right.
That is a stuff happens moment. It sucks. The year after, we were all on Babcock's case because he only played Matthews like 12 minutes or 14 minutes that night. So they get a pass for that one. They didn't look good, but the blame went to Babs. For the record, should have been fired then and there.
Okay.
Like there was no point in wasting 21 games in the next season. Columbus, that team, for whatever reason, did not work. They didn't like each other, they didn't gel. Something's up, but the fact that you looked that horrible for most of a season and in that Columbus series, that's where the doubt starts to trickle in. And then you have this series where you have not 1, not 2, but 3 chances to close out this team. And the first 2 games you essentially did not play a first period. You started both times they started in the second period, which that brings up another thing.
You started late.
At what point do we stop? Do we like this whole start on time thing? I'm sorry, it was a Babcock problem. It's now a Keefe problem.
Okay.
Probably a Horacek problem.
Okay.
Anybody like a glass of wine?
No,
Best post-game interview ever.
Okay.
Like something's up here.
Devil's advocate. Let me just I'm gonna say this as a kid to his own extent really enjoys the spotlight. Alright? It's hard to get up when there's no fans in the building. Now that doesn't explain the other ones.
4-2 Islanders.
4-2 Islanders. Hell yeah. It doesn't explain the other ones. But it does explain, at least to a point, the bubble and this past series.
Okay, but how? Okay, but the fact that other teams could do it but not us, that's where you lose me.
Look, it's not great.
Even if you want to give them the first period of Game 6 because it's reacclimatizing to the atmosphere of even having that few people in the building.
Hold on one sec, James. Harry, I've been really invested in what James is saying here, but I have noticed you've been throwing bits on bits on bits, and I've been enjoying it. a lot, but I've been really invested in this conversation.
Sorry, Harry. I'm having a bit of a rant here.
He's heated, and I'm really enjoying it. JR says us like he's a member of the team. Dawn, you know, for all the crap you give us Leaf fans for being Leaf fans, we are a part of the team. In a weird way. And that's why it's maybe more significant for Toronto that we couldn't be in the building. Maybe having no fans was more of a disadvantage than it was to teams that already aren't used to it.
But again, other teams have dealt with it, and the Leafs didn't. Also, Dodd, just to go back to your previous point of Dubas trying to win with math, Colorado, Vegas, Tampa Bay, Carolina have 4 of the best analytics departments in the league, and they could be the Final Four in any other.
Carolina put like 7 million. They bought like a company for 7 million or something, 7 billion, something stupid.
Sorry, Dom, that came out a little bit more heated than I meant it. I do apologize for that.
No, don't apologize, man. You can handle it.
But yeah, the owner of Carolina, like, I think bought a league just to grab its analytics.
Is that actually what he did? Why he went into the arena, AAFL or whatever it was called?
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, he bought the league so he could have their analytic program.
The Arena Football League?
No,
the one that crashed and burned.
Yeah, the one that Johnny Manziel went to for like a half a minute.
Like the one that excuse me, the one that
but,
had the
But anyway,
LA
you've got guys like Eric Tulsky, who's one of the best analytic minds in hockey, working for the Hurricanes. Like,
what?
Well, no, my point is that when it's going back to the whole Pierre Maguire thing that came out this week, where the guy doesn't understand analytics, doesn't want to, and then literally bashes them. Like, that's a whole other rant. I'm not going into that because I don't really want to pay Pierre Maguire any attention. But teams that are winning in this league are investing in analytics and that kind of stuff. It does not mean that it replaces your eye test. Bring them together. It's always been about that.
Isn't that what the Leafs are doing?
Yeah. No, I know, but I'm saying, like, the idea of trying to win with math does not mean, like, that's not the reason why the Leafs are failing. That was my point.
So why are the Leafs failing? Because I don't think we know. And my answer is, that's hockey, and we're cursed.
I think part of it comes down to, and Dubas did not ask for this, none of the players who signed these contracts asked for this, nobody asked for this, but the flat cap has completely thrown a monkey wrench in the Leafs' plans. Because the idea was, they've paid these guys out, and as these deals went on, by the year 5 and year 6 of Matthews and Marner respectively's contracts, that cap percentage was down. Like, the idea, the original projections when those contracts were signed is the cap was going to be between 92 and 100 mil, or 90 and 100 mil.
What's going on, Lukey boy?
For those 4, you know, it makes sense. That plan, at the time, made sense. Because right now, the cap should be pushing 90 million, and it's still 82.5 or 83 right now.
Flat cap.
So think about, like, the conversation if the Leafs had that extra $7 million in space is completely different right now.
Snowberg, you were saying?
Sorry, I talked over you there, buddy.
No, I just said that throws a huge monkey wrench into things when that happens. You don't have any cap space anymore.
Yeah, so I don't necessarily put any blame. Yeah, I don't necessarily put a lot, if any, if much, blame on Dubas for signing those deals at the time. How is he going to adjust now is going to be the question. Because his attempt at it this season.
The attempt is going to have to be negotiating with the league and GM meetings.
Yeah.
And finding a way to not necessarily take money away from the players, but if they could bury a percentage of the cap because the cap isn't going up, you would have to get a majority of GMs on board with that, and would have to probably go up to a board of governors meeting.
Yeah.
But that would be the only way out of it.
If I'm the other thing too is if I'm the Leafs, Bruins, Habs, Rangers, all of the rich teams, is I am pushing, especially in this economic climate, I am pushing that soft cap to luxury tax plan so hard right now.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know or don't follow baseball a whole lot, basically, I'm
James?
just going to use right. Yes.
If I may,
Yeah.
this Habs game is getting going, and our boy Lukey in the chat wants a little Habs love, and we are the HabsFanCast for the day. So I know it might suck, but if I just go ahead and hit the air horn,
Go for it, buddy.
yeah, can I get a little Habs hype from you too?
You know what? We're only doing this Habs cast once. Should we spin the wheel?
Lebu!
Yeah, exactly, like that. Come on, Snowberg's got it.
Just yell Lebu, it's fine.
Come on, JR, give me a le deux.
Lebu!
Lebu! Say Lebu!
What is it, Snowberg? How's he supposed to say that?
Lebu!
Le deux. What does that mean?
Good.
It's a goal.
Sorry, goal. It's a goal.
Or it's a goal. That's a goal.
I don't know.
Le
I just know that's what they say when it goes in the net.
Huh.
You could also make it your emote on EA Sports NHL 21 EASHL.
Good to know. It's currently
For when you
zeros
score.
in this game, and Montreal is being outshot 2-0 early. 18 minutes, first period. We're just getting started here.
But no, what I was quickly just saying about the.
I really want to sweep.
so
the
what
reverse
you do
sweep
it-
just so I could say it was 3-0.
The baseball analogy.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
the soft cap to the luxury tax to the hard cap, and NBA also does this as well. So let's say the soft cap is $80 million flat. Again, I'm just using round numbers just to make this easy. So the soft cap is $80 million. The hard cap is $100 million.
Okay.
So as long as you spend, and then let's say the cap floor is 65, like as it always is in the NHL. So you have to spend at least 65 million. You can spend up to 80 million penalty free. For every dollar you spend between 80 and 100 million dollars, the luxury tax comes into effect. So you have to pay a tax to the league. So let's say it's $2 for every $1 you're over the cap, over the soft cap. Goes into players fund, goes into the charity, wherever the NHL
Revenue
wants it to
share.
go. Yeah, revenue share. Yeah,
Sure.
that's mostly what I was looking for. I
Gotcha.
couldn't think of it. So, for instance, the Leafs could spend $95 million a year, or the Tampa Bay Lightning in their salary cap shenanigans, which, for the record, I'm against, but I'm against the system, not like good for them for gaming the system. So if Tampa Bay wants to spend $95 million on all their players, they can. But that $15 million that they are over the 80 soft cap, $30 million now goes into revenue sharing for the Columbuses,
Right.
the Nashvilles, the Arizonas of the world. But you cannot exceed $100 million.
It makes sense.
For every year that you are over the in the luxury tax, that number goes up. So year one, you're paying double. Year two, you're paying triple. Year three, you're paying quadruple. So if the Leafs want to spend $99.99 million a year, they can, but for every year that they are spending that much money, they're spending 20, 40, 60,
yeah.
$80 million a year going to revenue sharing.
Yeah. So
I
Which
don't.
Which they're pretty much already doing anyway.
Yeah, but the thing is that because the NHL has this sense of false parity going on, they're never going to do it. Like, I don't understand this obsession with having, 32 teams all with a 41-41 record. Because like if you're worried about Arizona not doing well because or financially because they're not playing well on the ice, well, great. Now you've got the Leafs spending an extra $20 million that's going into the Arizona revenue sharing, and they're going to stay afloat anyway. Right?
Mm-hmm. It makes sense.
And if the cap then goes up, you then get a more exciting free agency. You get a more exciting trade deadline. TV ratings. You just signed that new deal. Make it worth it for them.
I hear you, man. I think it totally makes sense. I don't know that it makes a difference to us right here, apart from it would get us out of our salary cap problem. But
It'd be good for a lot of teams.
Yeah,
Edmonton would love it.
you could like, okay, just think of the July 1st spending spree that Jim Benning could have if the Canucks did not have the salary cap.
I mean, he wasn't going to sign Tyler Toffoli regardless, so.
Ayo.
So, let me ask you something. I know that we haven't exactly been able to find any clear and concrete reason why the Toronto Maple Leafs dropped the ball this year. Do you feel better, though, for getting it all out anyway?
Not really.
No.
But
I kind of do, for what it's worth.
I feel mildly better, but the fact that the Canadians are on the verge of sweeping the Jets right now, I'm okay, not gonna lie, the only thing that'll make me, like, seriously better is if the Jets reverse sweep the Habs.
Really? Because I'm actually the other way. Like, the better the Habs do, the better I feel about losing to them. It's a very Pokemon-esque thing.
Because then I feel worse
beat
because
by
they
the
had
best type of mentality.
But they had such an easy walk to the conference finals. I've said this numerous times. Anything short of round 3 for the Leafs was a failure.
You did say that, but I don't know. I can.
And this is again proving it that the Habs are, going to walk over the Jets.
It's no guarantee that the Leafs would have walked over the Jets. It's no guarantee that Mark Schiefele's
but at least they got there. The bar for the Leafs is so low. It's like the rest of the NHL. The bar for you is so low, and yet you trip on something that's millimeters above the ground. We don't ask for a championship. We're not asking for a conference final. We're not asking for a finals appearance. We're not asking for any of that. Just win a round. Win 4 games before the other team. One time.
Some Montreal Canadiens hype right here. Don Collins points out that the Habs will not beat anyone in the U.S. Those teams are playing out of this world.
I agree. I agree with that. But then I also said, but hang on. But then I also said
the same thing about the Leafs.
That's it.
Yeah.
You said the same thing about the Jets.
But at the same time, I mean, the other teams aren't the friggin' Leafs.
but the Jets, like, nobody gave them credit for this series either. They're doing it. So would it really be that smart to be so bold? Don Collins,
but nobody gave the
down?
Nobody gave the Jets any credit. Everybody said the Jets were going to get steamrolled by the Oilers.
That's true too. What the hell is going on in Canada?
Read the tweet I put into the hockey chat.
Literally, we had the opportunity to have a Matthews versus McDavid second round, and we had the worst possible scenario.
Yeah, seriously.
It's just not good. Like, we promised Matthews versus McDavid, and this is what we're offering for Kings of the North.
Yeah.
Montreal and Winnipeg. Yeah.
The way that it's worked out, I think whoever came out of the North could have beat the winner of Boston Islanders. The other 4 teams, though, Carolina, Tampa, Vegas, Colorado, they'd all steamroll. Or maybe not steamroll, but they'd all win. They'd all win against the Canadian teams.
Hey, have you watched any of this series, like, at all?
By this, you mean Montreal, Winnipeg?
Yeah.
No, because I keep seeing tweets about how boring it is.
I just don't have it. I didn't have it in me to watch it until today.
I've been okay. Colorado, Vegas, those are games that if you're trying to get somebody into hockey, you show them. And the fact that that is happening, okay, circumstances aside, the fact that this matchup is happening in round 2 is a shame.
Kotkaniemi just took a stick to the face.
Also,
no, he didn't. Wait,
did
Kotkaniemi just dive like a little...
Romanov's making his playoff debut.
European?
No way.
What?
Is it Romanov or Romanov? Anyway, that guy's apparently on the bench.
No, he's playing. Petrie's out.
Yeah, I just said he's making his debut.
Damn.
Yeah. It's gonna be badass. They're at a commercial break. But I'm like starting to get a little invested. We should fire up the chel though.
Yeah,
fire up the chel.
I'm done. Is there
let's take a quick couple-minute bio break, and then I'm also going to switch to cell phone Discord because you don't patch it through to whatchamacallit, through the PlayStation.
Sure.
Yeah, not yet.
January.
That's coming, though.
get there
Alright.
in January. So I'll hook up to my phone and yeah, break here.
Sounds
All
good.
right, it's 8:22. We'll come back. What 8:25? Let's say.
Let's give you a little longer. We're gonna take a 5-minute
Alright.
break here.
All right.
See y'all soon. Leafs-Fancast. Danny Mags, Snowberg. Say hi, Snowberg.
Hi, Snowbird.
Yeah, and James. Better mind. Back in a bit.
What's up? Hello.
I mean, you probably should have said goodbye. We're going to break.
I guess that's true.
We'll be right back. 27 minutes past the hour. Snowberg, you've got to deal with this echo.
Okay.
Please and thank you. 27 minutes past the hour. HabsFanCast. I'm Danny. It's JR. Winnipeg to the power play. 10 minutes, 19 seconds left in this first period. Montreal is up 1-0. Wait a minute. What? When did that happen?
I don't know, but I feel like I know what time it is now.
Oh. Do you, Snowberg?
Oh, there we go. Okay, no, I was talking into a muted microphone. Yeah, I said we should take bio breaks more often because the Habs score when we take them.
Oh, well, in that case. What time is it?
I think it's time to spin that wheel.
Let's go. Go and spin that wheel. Spin, spin, spin that wheel. Oh, I love that. And we're playing the name game.
So I feel like we have to do that. Being as we're playing chel, I feel like we have to not say each other's names.
Yeah, that makes sense. That fully makes sense. And I propose that every time we violate the name game, it is a strike. And at 3 strikes, regardless of where you get them, I believe you owe the room a shot.
Let's do it.
All right. So let's do that. Let's fire up the old PlayStation. I'm gonna have to do that. I'm also gonna have to. Never mind, that's there. Beautiful. We all get. I have to tell this thing to stop playing Rocket League. Also, something about this isn't working.
Are we playing Eliminator or regular?
I think we gotta play Eliminator.
I was gonna say, based on the theme of the show, I feel like Eliminator is the way to go.
Yeah. I think it's gotta go that route. Give me a sec. I have to adjust some video settings here, so stand by.
Oh, take your time. I'm crushing a ice cream cone right now for dinner.
Nice. Video.
I was gonna make a stromboli, but
A Stromboli? Oh, why is this thing not working? I'm having switcher issues. Alright. Tell you what. JR, do you have an eye on the Habs game?
I'm just bringing it up right now. It's still 1-0.
It is.
Is it still on CBC Gem?
Should be, yeah.
Alright, did you say Islanders Habs game?
No, I on the Habs game.
Okay, I heard Islanders Habs game.
I did not say Islanders Habs game. This I promise. And then I need...
We will be playing some threes eliminator. We have myself taking the role of Timothy Jimothy Brody. Snowberg, who would you relate to your playing style on the wing?
That's a great question.
Here we go. All right, I got the Habs game up.
I don't know. I don't know who my player character is built like. I just played around with it. Who's 6 foot, 200 pounds, and can snipe the puck? Phil Kessel.
You have better hands than Phil.
I'm gonna go with Phil though.
Stand by, guys. I'm trying to figure out this green screen thing. Consider this technical difficulties for the moment. Hang out and enjoy staring at JR's beautiful, beautiful Maple Leafs cap on the HabsFanCast. JR, the room is yours.
Oh boy.
Did you ever pick up that jersey during the sale? One I sent you?
The Flames one?
Yep.
I did not.
Should have got a Dougie, man.
It's very tempting.
I just have to get a Newendijk and a Roberts, and I can fulfill my wall.
That's awesome. Coming in hot from Elliot Friedman. Tuukka Rask out of the net in the third period. They're going with Swayman. Wait,
Where's Halak?
I'm pretty sure Halak's hurt.
What the hell?
Let me have a look here. Yaroslav Halak injury.
Ugh. Tuukka's save percentage going into the third would have been 750. That stat coming to you from Harry Bossax. I think it's plural.
Harry's our resident Kings fan.
Sorry, which fan?
Kings fan. All right, let's see if I just fix this thing.
I wonder how he feels about Drew Doughty's contract.
I don't know. Has anyone ever asked Harry how he feels about Drew Doughty's contract?
Harry, I don't know if you remember, but there was a game. It was LA Kings versus the Flames in Calgary, and it went to overtime. And Drew Doughty scored the overtime goal and immediately skated over to the corner and yelled at a bunch of guys to S his D. Quite possibly one of the best Drew Doughty moments of all time.
What the hell?
Danny, you okay over there?
I'm trying to figure out why my switcher's not working. It's outputting.
Also,
It's definitely outputting.
anybody know where JR went?
JR?
He gone.
Huh. JR?
Oh, he's like not even in here. He gone.
Like, he's gone from the call?
Yeah, like he's not in the chat anymore.
Computer issues in Newmarket. In Aurora, by the looks of it. Alright. I'm gonna have the countdown timer going for like a while. Clearly, we got some things to sort. Stick around if you want.
We'll be back.
Leafs-FanCast. We'll be back momentarily.